Hello, this is Online Offline. Today we'll be summarizing the Season 3 patch notes for COD Mobile 2024 and other news. The most or second most interesting news in this video is that the Man of War will be getting thermite rounds. Based on the shown footage, this could be quite problematic, and running Flak Jacket or Dauntless may be necessary going forward. Bots are already annoying, and I hope they don't get access to it. The easiest fix that I can think of that would still justify this lethality would be to make it semi-automatic. On the bright side, they seem to have fixed burn cancelling, so that may be good for the right tech Kilo Bolt. The DRH is getting a slight headshot nerf, but it doesn't change its time to kill potential, and it's not specified how this will affect OTM, which is what allowed people to 2-shot to the head. The KN-44 is getting less horizontal recoil. By how much? I don't know yet. It's already one of the easier guns to burst fire with, but it would help those that want to mag dump. The HBR is finally getting a worthwhile buff, and to the forearms. With this, it will be able to more consistently extend its 4-shot potential at mid-range. The Odin's biceps will now deal the same damage as its forearms, thus allowing for a slightly more reliable 2-shot potential. The MAC-10 is getting a slight range buff and will now have a similar bullet speed to the Lapa and AS Val. The QXR is getting some hopeful changes. The stomach multiplier will drastically improve its odds at a faster time to kill, as base damage no longer applies. It is also getting a long-awaited buff to its bloom. Enhanced Bolt will also now give you a faster ADS, but will also mostly nerf your range values. When the devs changed the MX-9's description after my video last year, I lost hope for it. But I guess they'll have to go back on their word, because it's finally getting a recoil buff. It's also getting a range buff, which is fair given its barrels don't offer much. Large caliber seems more useful now. The forearms will deal the same damage as its previously hidden chest multiplier, thus allowing for more opportunities to achieve a faster potential time to kill. The 5.56 rounds for the AGR are getting buffed. The forearm multipliers are now the highest value targets, and will extend its chances of a 4-shot potential into its second range, thus encouraging head-on gunfights. The 60-round mag won't slow your ADS as much anymore, but your reload times will now suffer. On top of a slight range buff, the OTS is also getting a stomach multiplier buff like the QXR. The JICOM is getting a seemingly small buff to its stomach multiplier, but it's enough for a more consistent 1 burst up close. The verse range of the Bruin is getting a buff, and this will allow it to challenge ARs more effectively at close to mid-range. I requested this before, but the Dingo will now have solid bullet speed. I'm okay with them reverting the nerf to the Thermite's burn radius, but I don't think increasing damage is a good idea. Increasing cluster damage is maybe fine, as I don't think I've ever died from it. Concussions will last half a second longer, and this may be annoying. Vulture will heal more now when collecting dropped ammo, which is probably fine, as I still prefer Quick Fix or Stims. I didn't think Black Ops 4's ballistic shield needed a nerf, but I suppose it's less corner camping. I may be out of the loop on this one, but I don't see the point in making the Hawk more costly to get, as it's not too much of an issue to deal with. This may be in the wrong color, but the Wilson will now have a faster fire rate, which I'm okay with, as I didn't think of it as much of a threat. And lastly, Infinite Warfare's equalizers will now have less damage resistance when equipped. So, what are my thoughts on these patch notes? Well, I think the devs might have a thing for mid-riffs.
Damn it! Why can't you remember?
Every journey begins with a single step.
But for real though, they seem like they want more people to use Flak Jacket and Dauntless. Aside from that, these are mostly good changes. I am most looking forward to using the QXR again after all these years. The JICOM might be the aggressive burst weapon of choice from now on. And maybe the KN will get more recognition like the PDW did when it briefly had less recoil. Remember, this is just for the test server, and these changes may not be final yet. But that's not all. If you haven't noticed, Warzone Mobile is officially launching on the 21st of March, which is earlier than the expected end of April. And so as a content creator, I am now faced with the existential question of what do I make in regards to that game? I could continue to make guides in the same way I do for this game, but is it viable? The Ahoy style sequences are time consuming to make, and COD reuses the same guns anyway, more so now with the platform system of the newer games. So not only would it be redundant, but it would be hard to top what I've already done. And if you want informative stats, there are non-mobile COD YouTubers, because everything is supposed to be interconnected. So it would be hard to play catch up to guys like Exclusive Ace or JGod. Also, TikTok might get banned, so that's one less avenue for exposure. But hey, I'm open to suggestions. If you guys are interested, I could also make a follow-up on my concerns for Warzone. Otherwise, I'll continue to work on the Type 19, Lapa, and Tech 9. My name is On, and I'm off.